Okay, and there's some of our people that are working for the other team, you know, working for Satan, doing the business of Satan, you know. But the little bit that everybody else has, man, we're gonna reap all of those things. Those are the few, because the rest of the poor, the 2/3, they get to hit the reset button. Okay, and then they come back through the loins of the elect.
Yep.
Yeah, hey, there's a
And
scripture.
that's how they'll get to enjoy the wealth, through the loins of the elect.
There's a scripture that says in was that Sirach 13, he that is honorable in poverty, how much more in riches.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
because the little that we have, we still able to be content and maintain and give out spiritual jewels, spiritual money.
Yep.
We're spiritually we're rich
Yep.
because we have this knowledge here, man. And pretty soon that's going to be distributed through physical riches in the kingdom of heaven. And that's how the earth is going to become a paradise. It's going to go from being ground zero to paradise, man.
Yep.
You know, that's when the world is going to go back to rejoicing.
We're gonna have the riches because we're gonna have the wisdom first, like
Yeah.
King Solomon.
Yep.
Right.
He had
Desired
There was
these
nobody
things first.
lacking during the time of Solomon.
Yep.
There was no poverty. There was no, homeless people that was starving and couldn't find food.
Yep.
Everybody
had
was
something
well
to
off.
do.
Everybody.
Everybody had something to do. Everybody was satisfied.
Yeah.
Everybody was following statute, laws, and commandments to the best of their abilities of the time. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
it was righteous. You know, far more than now. But how much more when it's done perfectly in the kingdom of heaven?
Yep.
Now, what you looking for?
It's Luke 16 and 19. You brought it up, right? I bring it out. There was a certain rich man which was clothed in purple and fine linen, and fared sumptuously every day. And there was a certain beggar named Lazarus, which was laid at his gate full of sores, and desiring to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table. Moreover, the dogs came and licked his sores.
We just read through it. We gotta go back up.
There's a certain rich man which was clothed in purple and fine linen, and fared sumptuously every day.
Yep.
And purple is
It's a
royalty or power.
Yeah. It symbolizes royalty.
It says, and there was a certain beggar named Lazarus, which was laid at his gate full of sores.
And who does that represent? Jake.
Yep.
He laid with full of what?
Sores.
Sores.
Yep.
Like when you read in Isaiah, the first chapter.
Yep.
Full of bruises.
Yep.
wounds.
Mollified.
Yeah.
Putrefying sores.
And the curses is in there too.
Yeah, petrifying goes into like sores that are like what do you call it? Got like the pus.
Infected.
Infected. That's
Infected.
wrong. Yeah.
It's like the pussy, man.
Yep.
It says
That's a battered, bruised individual, man.
Yeah.
Suffered abuse.
yeah.
Go ahead.
It says, in desiring to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table.
Because we poor. Deuteronomy 28, and the curse where it says we got to go to our enemies for the one of our peace.
Yep. Yep.
Right? We got to get our food from them. We got to get our water from them. Our clothes from them. Our electricity from them. You know? Go ahead.
Moreover, the dogs came and licked his sores. Hey, and those dogs, hey, when a wound is constantly licked or having it never heals. You know? Like for example, a scab, right? If you continuously wet a wound and the scab never forms, because the scab is what? The hardening of those white blood cells, to form, to protect it while the skin is being while the skin is being healed.
It's a protective membrane over the.
So you're not supposed to pick. They say when you pick scabs, you get scars and shit. Yeah, because it can't heal the right way.
Basically, you're making the wound worse.
Yeah, because it has more chance of getting reinfection.
Right.
It's like taking the bandage off. And the natural bandage.
Zechariah 1 and 15. And I am very sore displeased with the heathen that are at ease, for I was but a little displeased, and they helped forward the affliction.
Yep.
They licked those sores, man. You know? Revelation 11, where it says that that the nations, they gave gifts to one another.
Yeah.
You know?
It says that in Joel. They give a boy for a harlot.
That's what Esau. That's what they did when they sold us. And during the slave trade. They gave gifts to one another. They basically capitalized off of that global transaction they did. You know, the triangular slave trade was a business, man. And they all was able to benefit from that monetarily.
All the nations
built their wealth from it.
That's how you got Wall Street.
Yep.
Same type of
the
trade.
first stocks was slaves.
Slaves. And these nations helped Esau do that, man, by selling us, capturing us and selling us, trafficking. Ishmael came up off of it. Ham came up off of it.
Amalek financed it.
And then other countries wanted to buy also. Oh, you got slaves like that? I'll buy them from you.
But it was like a like the brother was saying, it was almost like an investment.
Yeah.
He's like, I'll give you 5,000. Give me 5,000 to invest in these slaves, and then you're gonna get this kind of return. Making merchandise.
I'm gonna go on today. I'm gonna have them work my cotton field.
Yeah.
And then when I get paid off that cotton field, I got you. With interest or whatever.
I'll send you some of my tobacco.
All the shit that's on my land.
The spices, whatever.
The elder Ayathan brought it out. They had slave insurance. Wow. Insurance on the slaves.
Life insurance, sound like the same shit. Insurance policy.
Remember Edomites got reparations at the end of slavery because they got like $1,000 per slave that they lost to or just the slavery being abolished.
That was their reparations.
Yeah, imagine $1,000 back then.
Yeah.
See, and this is how the curse
it's like
works.
fucking $1 million per slave.
And that's how you know the curse works, because it calls for them to for these nations after they did that. It gave them that advantage over us.
Yeah.
It gave them that head start.
Yep.
That's why going to the curse it says, the stranger that is among thee shall get thee above thee very high, and thou shalt be brought low.
And it says, he shall live to thee, and thou shalt not be able to live to him.
Exactly. So everybody else, they get to have their wealth and be over you while you don't have shit, man.
Okay. Yep.
You got to go to them to get shit or to work for them. So you nations, you were just as complicit, man. So go back to
It's back in Luke 16 and 22. And it came to pass that the beggar died and was carried by the angels into Abraham's bosom. The rich man also died and was buried. And in hell he lift up his eyes, being in torments, and seeth Abraham afar off.
I like how it says being in hell and being in torments, putting you into the conditioned level of hell.
And seeth Abraham afar off.
Basically, if you visualize it, this is basically within that parable. It's kind of like it's jumping into the future. Kind of. Basically, his dominion is no longer there. He no longer has his power and wealth, and now they're in another place. Now you're on the bottom. Now you're under the curse, and now the same poor man that you mistreated, now he's in a position of power. Now he has wealth.
Yep.
So now,
trading places.
trading places. You know, and now this devil, he got to deal with that for 1,000 years.
Yeah.
So just imagine.
It's gonna be a brutal 1,000 years.
Hell yeah.
For him. Yeah. We saw no mercy.
What's that? Isaiah 30. When y'all cease to spoil, you should be spoiled.
Is it 33?
33, kind of at the top,
24. And he cried and said, Father Abraham, have mercy on me, and send Lazarus, that he may dip the tip of his finger in water and cool my tongue, for I am tormented in this flame.
Yeah, and that ain't talking about him being literally in hell. And how the hell that's gonna happen in a fiery place
Where
like
you gonna get water from the hell?
that? Water, you ain't gonna get no drip of water nowhere in a place called
It's
hell.
gonna evaporate.
You know, obviously what that's saying is he's catching total hell and suffering in the kingdom.
Yep.
And he's basically looking for Abraham to basically ease
Yep.
the hell that he's catching.
It's coming after
Yeah.
year 1,000.
Like show a little pity to me, you know?
You're gonna get mercy after year 1,000, buddy. where your work will be at rest. You know? You gotta go to the hot shower. I always like throwing that hot shower joke in. You know? Amalek. You got it right.
It says, and beside all this, slugs, 25. But Abraham says, son, remember that thou in thy lifetime receivest thy good things, and likewise Lazarus evil things.
Yep.
But now he is
Yeah,
comforted.
you was in heaven, you was in your heaven, and they was in hell. They was in torment. You know? They was the ones getting shot down, you know, by the police. They were the ones getting lynched,
Check.
Yep.
living from paycheck to paycheck, homeless, with no place to go to,
Strung out.
strung out on witchcraft.
Yep.
Sick heart
Yeah.
Yes.
Had all type of wars waged against them. War on drugs.
It said
When you
blasted
created it.
and mildew
Yeah.
from the curses.
They suffered all these things at your hands. So now that you catching it, why all of a sudden you feel like you're above the retribution.
Yep.
Oh, my punishment is greater than I can bear.
He think they
Ain't that what Cain said?
Yep.
he think they different than everybody else.
But they don't
Like you
deserve
should
the
get a
honor roll.
special treatment all of a sudden. No, man. You did the crime. Now you gotta do the time.
You want to be special and they treat you like you special?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of how it's worded in Ezekiel 35 when it says,
Thou
hast not hated blood,
blood shall pursue thee.
Yep. When the iniquity had end, it did 40 the affliction, right? Yep. Since thou hast shown no mercy, thou shalt receive. I don't know if I'm wording it right. Y'all know the point. You got it right.
But now he is comforted, and thou art tormented.
Thou art tormented.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're tormented because you can see how they're frustrated, how the house is divided. They didn't already name like the liberals as their enemies, man. A lot of these conservatives are like, fuck it, man. They're not for. They're trying to take down my rulership, my kingdom. They're not, you know. These people don't want us to win. We're the same looking people. You know?
Yeah, they're gonna be. The elites are gonna be tormented when Yahweh Shai show up, and that's when they're gonna be visited, and we're gonna put their ass right in those pits. All right, they're gonna be put in chains. That's when they're gonna be tormented, man. You know, we're gonna sever off with them continual employment. So that means that they're gonna be just constantly working when they ain't never have to work a day in their life when they was in their dominion. That's gonna be a torment for them.
Yeah.
Rich man, yeah.
They're gonna be in traffic too. We're gonna be selling them. You know, like Joel selling them to the Sabians, you know, the Hamites.
Hey, give me Sirach 41st chapter. Because after your kingdom gets destroyed, you're gonna be born to a curse. Just like we were born to that curse, the Lord's gonna put them curses back on you. That's gonna be what's gonna torment you. Just like one of the curses is we're gonna have the sorrow of mind. You're gonna have the same sorrows, man. You're gonna wake up every morning just dreading your life, thinking, you know.
What is they thinking it's morning and thinking it's night?
You know, I could die at any moment, man. My Israelite master, you know, my Adawan, he might kill me today. You know, he might torture me. He might, you know.
I don't know what type of mood he's gonna be in.
Yeah.
Got it?
Sirach 41 started like it started at like 5.
Sirach chapter 41 and verse 5. The children of sinners are abominable children,